So I played Marvel Spider-Man on the PS4 and it was great. So in this review, I'll be talking about the main story, not the DLCs that you can buy, just the main thing that you get when you buy the game. The amazing story that it has given us, and the difficulties, and just how good this game really is. I liked this game so much that I completed it to 100%, even the DLCs that I bought, because I love this game so much. But without further ado, we're going to get right into talking about the gameplay of this game, because the gameplay of this game is some of the best gameplay in any game ever. The gameplay is so fun in this game, and I know this saying is kind of a meme now, and that's what every reviewer says when they say this, but it does make you feel like Spider-Man, and without a doubt it is the best Spider-Man game out right now. It is the best one available to everyone. It is just a great Spider-Man game. There's some arguments saying that 2004 Spider-Man 2 game is better, but I think those people are just stupid, or they have some really big nostalgia for that game, because how is this better than this? There isn't a way to play as Peter Parker except from the ESU suit, kind of, but you're still Spider-Man. There's no way to play as Peter Parker, but I think that's fine, because it would just be boring if you're playing as Peter Parker throughout New York City. There's a reason the game's called Spider-Man and not Peter Parker, because you want to be Spider-Man, but you don't really want to be Peter Parker most of the time. You want to play as Spider-Man, that's why it's called Spider-Man. I think a main argument for that fact, that you don't want to be playing as Peter Parker, because playing as Mary Jane Watson, aka MJ, and Miles Morales just sucked in this game. It was just so boring. There was like one good one where you'd play as MJ and you would tell Spider-Man who to attack, and that was the only good one because it incorporated Spider-Man in it. I have never had any fun playing as MJ. It's just a bad side little thing in the main story. It's in the main story. I wish it was just side missions so you could get a choice to skip it, but it's the main story which is the big issue with it, and it's just completely boring. You don't have that issue much with Miles because you only play as him once, I think, in the whole thing, and that's when you're tricking Rhino by dodging his attacks and all that. And it's an okay gameplay. I mean, it's not even hard. It's mainly fun, but it's still, why did we need it? Why couldn't we just get more Spider-Man? That's why I bought this game. It was for Spider-Man, not Miles Morales, not Mary Jane. Now, the story in this game is one of the best, if not the best, media Spider-Man stories I have ever seen. Better than majority of the films, and better than any other Spider-Man video game ever done. The story in this game is what makes this game amazing, apart from the gameplay, because the story is so well put together and so well done. Now, the story kind of starts off with you arresting the biggest crime boss in New York City, Fisk, aka Kingpin, the main bad guy in the new Spider-Man movie that just came out. He is the smallest character, but the main reason why everything goes bad in this story. Now, you arrest him, and that's the only thing you do with Fisk. You don't see him again, you get a couple phone calls, but you don't ever have to fight him again. That's what I like about this game. When you fight a boss, that's it. You don't have to fight them ever again, which is kind of a good thing. But the real reason Fisk has such an impact on this story is because when he went to jail, that left room for other crime people to kind of take control of the city, because he was the main crime boss. No one wanted to mess with him, but there's a bunch of people that will try and take the city from Fisk because he is in jail. And one of those people is Martin Lee, also known as Mr. Negative. Now, he is the main villain in this story, and why I think that's so good is because he's a villain that has never been touched on before by any Spider-Man game or any Spider-Man movie, so he's kind of unknown unless you read the comics, which is why it's such a great thing to do, bringing this new villain into Spider-Man media. You basically kind of get to reinvent this villain in a way for your game, which is incredible, and they just took that opportunity and they went with it. Now Mr. Negative starts to cause trouble in New York City with his demon gang scattered around the city, causing trouble wherever they go, kind of thing. During all this, Norman Osborn is running for mayor, but at the same time, and for the past couple of years actually, he is developing this serum called GR27, which is also known as Devil's Breath. It gets known as this because while he's working on it to help his son Harry Osborn, which he's in this weird test tube thing that we see. I don't know exactly, but I'm pretty sure it's because of the Green Goblin juice kind of thing, that whole storyline, which might get touched upon in Spider-Man 2. I hope it does, but that's kind of what happens in this. He's developing the serum. It gets known as Devil's Breath because as he's developing it to make a cure for his son, it gets very deadly and it can kind of kill people with one smell or sip of it. That's how bad it is. Now Mr. Negative is going after this because he hates Norman Osborn. He wants to kill him. He doesn't want him around. He wants to kill half of New York City basically, and the weird thing about it is his main person, Martin Lee, he runs a place called Feast where Aunt May works at, and they help the homeless people, which is kind of weird how he is also this big villain called Mr. Negative. So that is one of the stories in this film. The second story, which is the last one out of the two, and they kind of intertwine at the end, is the one about Otto Octavius. Now Otto Octavius is developing this metal arm to help people who don't have arms to use them with a neurotransmitter which kind of moves the arm with you thinking of it. It's quite cool if I have to say so myself. But he starts developing it and then he turns it into 4 tentacle octopus arms and becomes Doc Ock. We all know this story. It's been done before. It's a bit predictable by them, but they do it so well in this game. Now, Dr. Octopus also wants to get Devil Breath and kill half the city. That's why it kind of intertwine, Doc Ock and Mr. Negative intertwine. They both try to steal the Devil's Breath at the same time because now they're working together and they form the Sinister Six, which is Scorpion, Vulture, Electro, Rhino, Mr. Negative and Dr. Octopus, the main Sinister Six which we have in this video game. Now that is the general idea of the storyline. Alright, so what I love about this game is we all know Otto Octavius will become Dr. Octopus, also known as Doc Ock, but they do it in such a good way. We all know it's going to happen eventually, but while we know this is going to happen, they build up this story with Peter Parker and Dr. Octopus, or Octavius, at this time. They build this story, they build this friendship upon them, and it makes you not want Otto Octavius to become Doc Ock, because you've got to know him a bit, you've got to know how he's like, you don't want him to lose control of his mind, because you've got to know him throughout this story. It's really good at doing it, it just tells a story perfectly in this game. Now, I did mention this, the thing that I hate about this game is MJ and Miles Morales. I need them in the game because it is good for story wise, but I don't need all these stupid side missions with them. And it's the same for the 2 side fights that Peter works on throughout the game, and it gives you options to skip them. If you're not even confident enough to put it in the game, you're leaving a skip button for people to skip it. That isn't good for your game, but I did do all of them and it was quite fun, but it's a time waster along with MJ and Miles Morales. They should have just put those bits out of the game. The best bit in this game, the best bit in any Spider-Man game, probably the best bit in any Spider-Man movie actually, is when Peter Parker has to choose between saving his aunt or the people in Feast that are infected with Devil's Breath, because Aunt May's got the most serious condition of it, so there's only enough for her, or there's enough for the people infected by Devil's Breath, so he chooses them, and because of that he loses his Aunt May. It's really good scene. This is how good the scene is. I'm going to show it to you guys right now.
Okay, ma'am. I've got the cure right here.
Take off your mask. I want to see my nephew.
You knew?
I've known for a while.
I never wanted you to worry.
I did. And I am so proud of you. And Ben would be too. All the people you've saved.
I don't know what to do.
Yes, you do.
So that was my thoughts on Spider-Man PS4. It did make me cry. It is a great story. It is a great game. Highly recommend you check it out and play it. The bad thing about this game is it's only on PS4, so if you have an Xbox One or cons or a PC or whatever, you can play it. But if you have a PS4, buy this game. I urge you guys to buy this game. It is such a good game, so fun to play through, and the story, it is the best story ever. That's why I give this game a 7 out of 10. Just play this game, tell all your friends to play this game, and tell your friends to subscribe to my channel, and if you haven't, subscribe as well. So bye guys, that was out.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man. Is he strong? Listen, bud, he's got radioactive blood. Can he swing from a thread? Take a look overhead. Hey there goes the Spider-Man.